My name is Katrina Van Gilder, and this is my Project 3. Male versus female, what are the differences and similarities? The biological gender differences are listed here. Males have larger physical structure, skeletons than females. They also have larger shoulder and pelvic proportions. They have more testosterone. Hormone levels are different for male and female depending on the time of, like whether at birth or puberty. The testosterone levels are way more increased than in males, and then estrogen is way more increased in females during puberty and after. The proportion of fat to total body weight decreases after puberty for males, but increases for females. One of the quotes in the text said most researchers have found little evidence that our brains are hardwired to make the sexes behave differently from each other. So why are we so different in so many ways? Here are some differences socially. Both sexes tend to segregate themselves in social settings, each dressed and groomed differently. They usually participate in sex-specific activities. Boys tend to be more adventurous than girls. Boys also tend to be more rambunctious than girls, and they enjoy playing different games at recess. Are these behaviors learned or choices that we make? Are we born to behave differently depending on if we're born male or female? Differences based on nature. Male and female share approximately 99.8% of their genes. So the X and Y chromosomes that determine our sex are in the 0.2% we don't share. The differences in psychological traits are quite small between the sexes. Studies have found boys score higher in mathematics while girls score higher in reading. Each needs different kinds of classroom activities to engage male students and the female students. Here are some social differences. Social differences are much greater than that of nature differences. From birth, things like clothing bought and the nursery design is gender specific. Gender specific toys are also bought for each sex throughout their lives and childhood. Through this process, social skills are learned based on their prescribed roles and expectations. Their roles and expectations from their parents, from society in general. Another quote from our book, children learn at an early age what types of activities are considered socially acceptable for their gender. It's not said here, but which ones are not as well. Boys play with airplanes, trucks, and cars. Girls play with dolls and dress up as princesses. That goes into masculinity and femininity. Masculinity is usually valued over femininity in most cultures, measured by a man's assertiveness, leadership, self-reliance, and emotional stability. Men are expected to be tough and considered the superior sex by society, whereas femininity is stereotypically categorized as emotionally dependent, compliant, empathetic, and nurturing. Some issues with stereotype. Young men have a higher rate of committing suicide, binge drinking, steroid use, suffer from depression, or to be killed by a gunner in a car accident due to the pressure of what they call the guy code. Some of these examples of the guy code are boys should show no weakness, boys should not cry, they should not dominate others, they should not reveal their feelings, and they should not be sissies. Certain changes need to be made, in my opinion, about how we view masculinity and femininity in girls and boys. Needs to change. Most people do not fall on one side of the gender role exclusively. Like they will have traits that some would consider feminine and some would consider masculine. There's many girls that are strong and play sports, and there are many men that have more feminine natures, but that doesn't mean that that's a bad thing. Culture and society expect each gender to act a certain way, and that needs to change. Males especially have a harder time with changing how they are viewed in society. Males and females should be able to express their identity however they feel is best without society telling them it's wrong. Hope you enjoyed my presentation today. Thank you so much.